Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. Yesterday, we took a day off, man. Last month was a damn grind, man. I think we did close to 130 pieces of content. It was a lot. With lives and all of that. So Marco just basically told me, man, like, just take the day off. Take the day off. November is going to be another grind. So just relax for a day. I said, all right, cool. But we back again. And there's some things that went down throughout this week that I didn't get a chance to talk about because there were just so many things going on. But there was one particular thing that went down. As you guys know, the World Series is underway, I think. I don't watch baseball, although I've attended one baseball game in Queens when I went to a Mets game. And yeah, baseball wasn't for me, right? It wasn't for me. I found it to be a very boring game. But anyway, that's just my opinion. But the World Series is going on, and the LA Dodgers are in the World Series, right? As you guys know, while that's going on, the Lakers have been dealing with a ton of injuries. Key players have been out like Luka, Doncic, and LeBron James, right? So the team has been trying to fend off opponents and get wins, and they found a way to do that. But customarily what happens is, whenever a player is injured, you still show up and show support to your team, even when they travel on the road. But in this particular instant, not only did Luka not travel, excuse me, but LeBron James himself didn't travel, right? Now, Luka didn't travel, but I'm sure he was getting some type of therapy and whatever because we didn't see him anywhere. But guess who we did see? Guess who we saw? We saw LeBron James. LeBron James, with his sciatica that he's dealing with, still somehow, some way found a way to go attend a World Series game for the LA Dodgers, right? And people are like, bro, what? Like, I'm confused. You're not even traveling with your team, but you're out here attending games, but you're supposed to be injured. Like, what's going on? So one of the people that really went at LeBron James over this was former ESPN FS1 host Craig Carton on the Craig Carton show. And the title of the show says, LeBron James skips Lakers game for World Series, ? And I'm like, oh, Lord. Here we go. So for those of you who didn't hear what Craig had to say about LeBron James, he absolutely unloads in this soundbite here. Take a listen to what he had to say here, and then we'll come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to him here.
I don't want to talk so much about the baseball. It's about somebody that was at game 4, if I may, all right?
Okay.
Who was not last night at his own game.
Oh.
All right. And that, of course, would be LeBron James. Now, last night, the Minnesota Timberwolves playing without Anthony Edwards, going up against the Lakers without LeBron and Luka at that game, and Austin Reeves, who's having the greatest start of a season that any undrafted player has ever had, any drafted player, frankly, has ever had. There's only 2 dudes in Lakers history that have ever had 25-5 in their first 5 games of a season. It's now Austin Reeves and Jerry West. The dude is on fire.
Yeah.
There's a good reason he said no to that contract extension, because the dude is going to get paid in full, Eric B. and Rakim, and he hits the game winner at the buzzer last night. So it's interesting because I immediately see the Lakers jump off the bench all celebrating, and I don't see Luka there. I'm like, well, that's odd. You know, he's got like a finger thing going on and maybe something with his leg or something.
An ankle.
But, like, Luka's not there?
Nope.
And that rubbed me wrong. Like, I know you don't want to get on another plane trip, but get your ass and support the guys. And, you know, sit on the end of the bench and watch these guys play without you and LeBron James. So I want to be fair about this. No Luka Doncic last night. And also, no LeBron James. Now, there are rumors. I'm a part of them. I'll own that. But people beyond me who cover basketball and know basketball, the word on the street is now he ain't got no sciatica. LeBron James is not hurt, according to the rumors. Even last night, Charles Barkley, doing the postgame show, said he doesn't have sciatica. He's got old, and put a second T there. And that's what's wrong with him. And I started thinking more and more about that. LeBron James is a lousy teammate. LeBron James did not travel to Minnesota to watch the Lakers without him and Luka, beat the Timberwolves, but he had no problem driving down, I don't know what the highway is in LA, the 405 or something like that, and making sure that he was at a major LA sports moment. Because remember when we showed you the video yesterday of Sandy Koufax getting screwed with his seat assignment behind Prince Harry and Meghan Markle?
Yeah.
And, all the celebs are out there, and Sydney Sweeney's rocking the Dodger gear. Well, LeBron James had no problem going to the Dodger game the night before because he's Big Show Bob. If there's a big event in LA, he wants to be there. Now, he's not a Dodgers fan. We know that for a fact because he's the same guy that was rocking a Yankee cap a number of years ago. Same guy when the Indians were making a run and they hit a big home run in a postseason game, was flexing on screen because he was an Indians fan. And now apparently he's a Dodgers fan. Like, he has less credibility in his fandom than I do. And I'm the biggest Yankee fraud there is. Like, I was never a Yankee fan until 2009. But LeBron's a fan of whatever team's winning, it appears, right? Mm-hmm. But the notion that what Charles Barkley said last night is something I've been saying. He doesn't have sciatica. He could play right now. He's choosing not to play. And according to the book by Weissman that's come out, the reason LeBron James, according to a lot of people with inside information and just my belief, is not playing basketball right now is because his feelings are hurt. Because LeBron James, even when he joined Miami Heat and Dwayne Wade, who had already won a title before he got there, and a lot of people said, oh, it's Wade's team, it was still LeBron's show, right?
It was.
And now he's in a situation where everyone is acknowledging it's Luka's team now. Luka Doncic is the best player on the Lakers. And based on the 5-game start, and they're a game over 500 with last night's win against the T-Wolves. Again, no Anthony Edwards either, so kind of a weird game to handicap, right? But the reality is that he might not even be their second best player the way Austin Reeves is currently playing. Let's give him his flowers. So he's in his feelings right now. Wah! No one's talking about me like they used to talk about me. I'm not the best player on the team anymore. Wah! I'm not the second best player on the team anymore. I'm the third option when I come back. So what does like a spoiled brat do in that spot? He takes his ball and he goes home. And that's what LeBron James is doing right now. He has no problem walking up the concourse or through the parking lot with that terrible sciatica that's killing him to go watch a Dodger game and sit in an uncomfortable chair. But he can't travel with the team and watch them play a road game against the Timberwolves. And oh, by the way, he also is not going to play any basketball till at best November 15th. So another 2 weeks away from LeBron's return. And here's what backfired on him, in my opinion. LeBron James thought with him sitting out, the Lakers would struggle and they'd get off to a really, really bad start. Let's just call it 15 games, 5-10, that type of thing. And that they would beg him to come back and they would plead with him to come back. And the fan base would be, we need LeBron. We need LeBron. But here's the reality that he didn't count on. Austin Reeves is really, really good. Now, no one saw Luka getting hurt. That wasn't a part of the equation, but it backfired on him. He thought that I'll sit out, the Lakers will struggle, people will stop talking about how Luka's this and Luka's that, and it's Luka's team. They'll be desperate for him to come back. He'll come back, they'll dominate, or they'll win a bunch of games, and all of a sudden, people will then say, thank God LeBron is here. Remember, LeBron James and his agent said before the season they were not fully committed to playing for the Lakers all year. They wanted to see what the Lakers would do with the roster. Remember that?
I remember that.
So the thought is, I'm not going to play because my feelings are hurt. The Lakers will struggle, and I'll come back as a conquering hero and lead them to the promised land. The problem with that is along the way, Austin Reeves got really good, and he blew up LeBron's plan. But I think we can all agree at this point, LeBron James does not have sciatica. LeBron James is choosing not to play basketball because he wanted to make a point that you need me more than I need you.
Okay, so you heard what Greg had to say there. What are my thoughts about this? Look, I think LeBron James has emotionally checked out from the Lakers. I think that he's making it clear to them that they're no longer a priority of his. And this all stems back to them not giving him a contract extension. And I said this early this summer. I said that LeBron may not go away quietly. Some people thought, "Oh man, you're just a LeBron hit." I'm like, no. We know this guy's history here. And essentially, what's happening now is that LeBron is also pouting. Not to say that he's not injured, but there's also some pouting going on. And what would indicate that? Well, we heard him during the summer league game where they ESPN approached him to talk about his team, and he says he has nothing to say. And we're like, oh, okay. Then we started hearing reports from Dave McMenamin that 4 teams were interested in him: the Dallas Mavericks, Cleveland Cavaliers, Clippers, and I forgot, the Golden State Warriors. That came out. Then he posted a picture of himself training in front of the Clippers. These are all passive aggressive things to send a message to the Lakers front office and the franchise. Then, of course, a training camp first day. Instead of going to go training camp, he went to go to Kai Cenat's thing. Then next thing you know, he's missing training camp. Then next thing you know, he's missing preseason. Then next thing you know, he's missing the first 2 weeks of the season. Then next thing you know, he's going to be back in mid-November. It's like all of these things are just kind of pointing in a direction where he doesn't care, right? He doesn't care. And he's like, look, if y'all don't want me, man, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to collect my $52.6 million this year, which is crazy, but he earned it. This is money. He's going to collect his $52.6 million, and we're just going to see how the thing goes. And to make matters worse, the team is winning without him. Now, he's essentially, Greg is talking about LeBron's selfishness. Here's the kicker in all of this. I don't think his teammates care. I really don't think they care. I think that the Lakers have moved on emotionally. I think, who was it? One of our viewers sent me a message this morning on Instagram, right? He sent me a message this morning, and it was a funny message. I want to see if I can find his message here. It's from LJ, right? So I posted a story of Luka Doncic, like his return game. And the guy goes, "Bet it feels good to be a Laker fan again, huh?" Laughing about it. I'm like, yeah, damn right. So we did a show about Gil making fun of Gil. Not making fun of, I kind of pushing back, like Gil is sneak dissing. So I texted Gil. I'm like, yo, Gil responds to me and goes, "I'm a Luka fan now, baby." I'm like, me too, baby. So there's this excitement that's going on where the Lakers don't even seem to care anymore, right? I told you, I said if LeBron doesn't come back this season, I don't care. Like, because it allows me to root for the team. Because when he comes back, I don't know where I'm going to be. So yesterday, I was intending to watch the Lakers game against the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, I think I told you guys a story at the beginning of the season, but I'm going to tell you now. So I tried to watch the opening games on opening night. And usually I watch these games through League Pass because the NBA's charged me already. But then I was trying to watch these games and I figured out, okay, it said you need to go watch them on Peacock. So I subscribed for a year. So yesterday when I tuned in to watch, it was directing me to go to Amazon Prime. And I said, no, I'm not paying. I refuse to pay. I'm not paying it. No, I'm not paying it. We could have counted it as a work expense and left it. I said, no, I'm not paying for this. I'll catch the game on the back end. Right. And at the end of that game, I found out Luka played. Remember, I didn't watch the game. Luka came back, and in that game, in his return game, the return of the Mac, for real, Luka came back and dropped 44 points. He did have 5 turnovers, though, but still had 44 points, 6 assists, 12 rebounds, on 10 of 13 shooting from the free throw line, 40% from 3, although 15 threes is a lot, on 51% shooting. Austin Reeves chipped in with 21 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Marcus Smart in 35 minutes had 12 points. Rui Hachimura had 9 points. Before I get into my larger point, Ayton is not a serious basketball player. DeAndre Ayton is not a serious basketball player. He's not serious. Okay? He's not serious at all. Lakers, we got a problem. And the problem is Ayton. Now, I'm not saying that Ayton should be a 20-10 guy. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I expect more out of this guy from a rebounding standpoint. And I've been saying it since the season started. What he is doing from a rebounding standpoint is unforgivable and is disgraceful. and you cannot be forgiven. Again, he is out rebounded by another player on the team when he's the tallest guy on the floor. Ayton played that game yesterday. In 16 minutes, thank God they took him out the damn game. He had 9 points, 0 rebounds. 0 rebounds. There's no excuse for that. There's absolutely no excuse with a plus minus of negative 17. He was the worst player on the floor based on this production, based on what he's supposed to be doing. So Ayton is a disaster. But let's get back to the other players. Luka Doncic comes back, drops to 44, which now pushes his season averages to 45 points per game on 58% shooting from the field. These are season averages. 35% from the three, 78%, 79% from the free throws, with 11.7 rebounds, 7.7 assists, 0.7 steals, 3.7 turnovers per game. Those are Luka's numbers. Let's look at Austin Reeves' numbers. Austin Reeves is averaging 32 a game on 50% shooting, 36% shooting from three, 91% shooting from the free. He's literally damn near shooting a 50-40-90 right now, while getting 5.3 rebounds and 9 assists per game with 1.7 steals and only 3.5 turnovers. So the Lakers are out here putting up these great numbers, and I think what this indicates that is now time for LeBron James to move on. Because what I think some LeBron fans thought was going to happen is not happening, which is they thought that the team was going to falter. They thought that the team was going to falter, and is ruining almost every narrative out there that existed, which is one of them, which is LeBron makes everybody better. Did you see Austin Reeves? Did you see this from Austin Reeves when he was playing? These guys are unleashed, and they're playing free. Everybody knows their role. And trust me, if I'm just looking at it from afar, you can tell that these guys believe in themselves and they feel like they don't need LeBron. I'm telling you from afar, it looks like these guys have blocked him out. It's like, if you want to be here, fantastic. If you don't want to be here, fantastic. And you want to know an inside inclination that I'm having? I'm also inclined to think that JJ Redick feels the same way. Yeah. Mm-hmm. These guys have moved on. I heard a quote earlier this season where they asked JJ Redick about LeBron James. He goes, in terms of like him chipping in some advice, he's like, if you have something to say, speak up. Meaning, if you want to contribute to what we're doing, speak up. But JJ has tuned LeBron out. You could tell. He's tuned him out. They've all tuned him out, and as a result, they're playing freer. I said it at the beginning of the year. The Lakers were good enough to at least compete. At least compete. If we look at the NBA standings right now, all right, last I checked, okay, we got them here. They're the 5th seed in the Western Conference, right, with a 4-2 record. Now they're tied for the 3rd seed with a 4. They all have the 3 seed, the 4 seed, the 5 seed, all separate, have the same record. But bear this in mind: they have been without LeBron James, who's a star player. Nobody's saying he's not, and they've been without Luka Doncic as well. And they have still found a way to be competitive. So as I said from the onset, this team is good enough to be a good team, a middle of the pack team. I don't see them being a top 4 seed in the West. If they are, I'll be floored. But they're good enough to be a top 6 seed in the Western Conference, which is what I thought they would be. Now, based off of what we're seeing from Andre Ayton, they're going to have to do it, it looks like, in spite of this guy. And if I'm the Lakers, I'm looking to move this guy at the trade deadline. He doesn't look to be serious to me. He doesn't seem like a serious person to me, Andre Ayton. When you're putting up this level of production, and I'm not one of these guys that would like to blame role players. I'm not doing that, but you should be playing within yourself. At the very, I'm not saying you should play like Tim Duncan or Kevin Garnett. No, but you should be playing within yourself. And Ayton is not doing that. So it looks like they're going to have to do this in spite of this guy. In spite of this guy. Give you some numbers here. Every other year, every other team Ayton has played on, he averaged at least 10 rebounds a game. Some years, 11 rebounds a game. This year, he's averaging 7.8. That's inexcusable. I don't know if LA is too distracting for him. I don't know what it is. But that's inexcusable. even with the lackluster play of DeAndre Ayton, they're still finding a way to win games. That speaks to coaching. That speaks to belief. That speaks to chemistry. And trust me, man, I'm telling you, this is the sign that they need to part ways. I think the best thing LeBron can do for himself is request a trade. That's the best thing, unless the plan is just to kind of lollygag this year and collect your check and then call it a year. Maybe that's the plan. But if you really want to compete, just leave. Go somewhere else. The Lakers will fulfill that request for you. It ain't looking too good out too good out here for the champ, man. We're talking about LeBron James, man. I haven't seen anything like this over the last month. Just the stuff that LeBron has been involved in, his name being thrown over here, thrown over there, it's crazy, right? It's crazy. But one of the things that people are talking about is just how well these Lakers are playing. In case y'all don't know, Luka Doncic returned last night with a 44-piece. 44 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, and dominated. And the Lakers now are officially 4-2. And they did a lot of this without Luka and LeBron. So the Lakers are looking fantastic. They won their last 2 games. And they're 3-0 on the road, which is actually pretty impressive. The only other team in the Western Conference with a 3-0 record is the the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the other team with a 2-0 record is the San Antonio Spurs. So the Lakers are playing very good ball. But in the midst of all of this, there's the elephant in the room. And the elephant is LeBron James. Because everybody's looking at him like, well, bro, son, like, some people are coming into the season talking about what are the Lakers going to do without LeBron? Are they going to fall down the cliff and blah, blah, they're going to sink into the Pacific Ocean? What's going to happen? And I said it, and I'm going to keep saying it. I thought the Lakers were going to be good. Not great, but good. Right? Despite DeAndre Ayton doing nothing last night. 9 points and 0 rebounds. Who knows what he was? He just went out there to get a quick jog in and then leave. Despite that, they've been doing well. So I came across a clip today from the channel. And I'd seen the video on YouTube, but I'm going to reference the channel. It goes, I guess is the name of the channel. I want to make sure I'm getting it right. This is what I see here. It's called To The Baja is the name of the channel. And it features some former NBA players. I forgot the other guy. Is it Raymond Felton? I can't remember his name. Some other former guys were on there. And they were discussing this particular issue about LeBron James. And one of the hosts, if I can only remember his name, I pray I can. His name is oh man, I can't remember. Theo Pinson. Theo Pinson basically came out and said that the Lakers need to trade LeBron James. They need to trade him immediately in order to preserve the team's chemistry. We are here, folks. Like, the walls are closing in. For those of you out in here, what this gentleman had to say, want to play his comments for you now. I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to him here.
This is an indication that, one, AR is good enough to play at this level.
Yeah. Be a number 2 guy.
To be a number 2. He's showing it. Okay. If he continues on this track.
He is.
I got to see it in the playoffs.
If he continues to be on this track.
I understand that, but
I didn't say no. What did I say?
He's still doing it. Go ahead.
I got to see in the playoffs, right?
You know, I say this all the time. You do got to see in the playoffs. But my thing is, when you have that responsibility and you know the one thing AR can say, the AR argument could be is like, look, I've never been in this position in the playoffs. I've always had AD. I always had Bron. Mm-hmm. I've always had Luka. I always had Bron. I've never been the actual number 2 guy where it's on me, right? We haven't seen it be on him, right? We've seen AR have good games in the playoffs, but we've never seen him the clear-cut number 2 guy, right? If I'm the Lakers, I'm moving Bron. I'm being completely honest.
It's on him right now, and he's the focal point of every scouting report these last 3 games. He's had 50, he's had 40, now he had 28 and 17 or 18 assists last night.
And Minnesota's not no slouch.
And this is
exactly. He had McDaniels on him last night.
Yes,
I give it to him.
And my thing is with the situation, it sounds crazy saying you got to trade Bron, but my thing is when you have a guy like LeBron James, you're not getting this from AR. This gets neutralized. right? When Bron comes back in November, you're not getting 28 and 17 from AR.
No way.
You're not getting nothing close, right? You're just hoping Bron comes back and be Bron, right? Now, if they come back and figure this shit out,
clips, by the way.
JJ, he's saying the right but JJ, you got a issue right now. You're saying these guys are playing.
You will never see this guy. I'm sorry, Theo. You will never see number 17, number 12.
Who is that?
You'll never see him play the way like that because
He's a rookie?
AR, listen, I'm going to just be honest with you. AR giving these dudes confidence. He making them better. I ain't going to lie. He's making them play at a level. He got DeAndre Ayton balling. I'm just being honest.
But if you
bro.
JJ, what do you do?
So you heard what he had to say. What are my thoughts about this? Bro, I said this. I said this before. Now, I also said that LeBron should just have announced this is his farewell tour and then have a fantastic year. Literally, bro, the minute the Lakers got Luka, they did not hide the fact that they were done with LeBron. I think the Lakers were tolerating LeBron James because they had no other alternatives. But the moment they found out they could get Luka, they shifted. They even said, we don't even need your services after this year. We're not going to extend you a contract extension. They made it painfully clear. And I'm telling you, that shocked LeBron and his fans and his people because they thought they were going to be there until they decided. And Rob Pelinka and the new ownership guys, the new owner group said, nah, I think, I think you've had enough time here. This would make it 8 good years. If you haven't accomplished everything that you wanted to accomplish in the last 8 years, then you're never going to accomplish it. It's time to move on. And now this gentleman is saying they need to trade him to save the team's chemistry. You don't want to risk jeopardizing what they got going on right now by bringing this guy back. And now it starts affecting players like Austin Reeves and others who are playing freely. And he makes a sound point. But is LeBron going to leave? No. No. He's not. It has to be difficult. Everybody has to sweat. Everybody has to cry. We all have to be like, bro, it's like dragging him to the door, man. Kicking and screaming, he refuses to leave. He's not going to leave. He's not going to request no trade. He's going to be there. He's going to be there. But what has happened now is that we've killed a few narratives. The first narrative was LeBron never had help on the Lakers. He did. Number 2, we killed the other narrative that, they need him to be successful. Those 2 narratives have been shot to smithereens. So if I'm LeBron, I'm saying to myself, these people don't want me here. I've gone to Dodgers games. They're booing me in Dodgers games. They don't want me here. Let me just pack my bags and go. And just go. Let me just pack my suitcase and go. But that's not going to happen. They're going to make it painful all the way to the end. It's just what's going to happen. I told y'all it was going to be a drama-filled season. What did I tell y'all? But the Lakers, in the midst of all of this chaos, are still finding a way to be competitive, and I believe it's because the Lakers have tuned them out. They don't care anymore, man. It's clear. Look at their body. They don't care. They're living loosey-goosey. Loosey-goosey. They just out there having a good old time without sun. It's like, yo, bro, you can take your time. You can come back. In March, bro. We good over here, bro. You see how they are? They just over there dancing and smiling and having a good old time. They playing freely. You think they want LeBron to come back and just mess up everything? They don't want that. And I don't know why he wants to be a part of that. So we haven't discussed this story in quite some time. So I said, okay, let's just kind of give you guys a quick update. Obviously, the biggest scandal in NBA history, which is this one, went down when the FBI ended up arresting Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and Damon Jones, right? And a lot of people have spoken about it, blah, 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 blah. People have reported on it. But one guy that's been ahead of this entire thing was Pablo Torre, right? I didn't even know until I started doing my due diligence here. And I started going through his page. And then Pablo broke some big news, right? On some key individuals. And I want to quickly list some of the information he posted here on his page that drew a lot of attention. So one of the posts that he made was about Kevin Garnett. We want to show it to you guys here. It says, Kevin Garnett was reportedly among the former pro athletes who played in private poker games organized by individuals indicted in the DOJ's Operation Royal Flush, per Pablo Torre. Now, he brought in Kevin Garnett's name into the post. That post got 1 point something million views. Then he did another one. This was all on October 25th, just about less than a week or so ago. This one now said, Clippers head coach Ty Lue was also in attendance at the alleged rigged April 19th poker games in Las Vegas. Sources with direct knowledge tell Pablo finds out. But sources say Lue did not play at the same table as his good friend Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups. Then he followed up with another post, and this post was published on the 30th. It says, Ty Lue was reportedly in attendance at one of Chauncey Billups' poker games per Pablo Torre. According to multiple sources with direct knowledge of that April 19th game in Las Vegas that we've been discussing, the same one where Billups was allegedly profiting off of an extremely suspicious hand in a rigged shuffling machine. Another face card in attendance was current Los Angeles Clippers head coach Ty Lue. At that time, Lue was an assistant coach for the Clippers. Now, sources say that Lue did not play at the same table as Chauncey Billups, the man he recently called his best friend, and the same man whom Lue will go on to hire as a Clippers assistant coach in 2020, once he landed the head coaching job. But here's the open secret about the NBA. Ty Lue lives in Vegas during the offseason. He also loves poker. He's often seen at what many insiders consider the nexus of the NBA poker world, the area height limit bar, often alongside another retired NBA player, Damon Jones, to end the quote. Right. So that's what Pablo said on the 30th. Now, a lot of people were growing frustrated with Pablo Torre's reporting because people are like, bro, like, what's going on here? Like, come on, man. Like, you doing a little bit too much, right? This is what people are saying. And this stems back to what went down with Steve Ballmer and the Clippers. As you guys know, Pablo Torre was the one spearheading that investigation, right? And he's gone back and forth on his show with Mark Cuban to the point where Steve Ballmer made an appearance, I believe it was on SportsCenter, to speak to Ramona Shelburne. The NBA commissioner Adam Silver commented on it. So he's kind of been like, he's been making a lot of noise over the last month or two, right? And then this thing happens, and then all of a sudden it's like, damn, I'm saying what people said. So I want to read something that Pablo responded to on October 31st from a viewer. It says, when is Pablo Torre going to break the news and investigation as to why he hates the Clippers so much? Laughing my ass off. Then Pablo responds to that person saying, I don't hate the Clippers. Ty Lue is a 3-minute aside in a 71-minute episode that's almost entirely about the defendants in the case. I just keep investigating stuff, and the Clippers wind up being there. What are my thoughts about this? Look, what Pablo is doing isn't easy, right? You're doing this kind of research. It's not easy. It's not easy. There's a lot of paperwork that has to go in. There's a lot of checking and double checking. It's a lot of work. So at least give the guy the credit for being a hard worker. Number one. Number two, also give the guy credit for being ahead of the curve. He's ahead of the story. I mean, he's ahead of the story. And trust me, maybe not now, maybe 5 years from now, when we're talking about sports and big names in media, Pablo Torre is going to be one of them. He's going to be one of them. He's going to be one of those household names because of the work that he's doing now. Obviously, he was already decorated before, but the stuff that he's doing right now, man, he's really making a major name for himself. I wouldn't be surprised if you see him on one of these, streaming platforms with his own show. I wouldn't be surprised because the guy is doing the work, right? He's doing the work. And I'll say this as well. Beyond the fact that he may be talking about a particular team and this and this and this and this, I think NBA fans appreciate his research and they appreciate the transparency, because for too long, fans have just been in the dark about these things. Fans have had they've speculated on some things, yeah, sure. But for this guy to kind of just take us behind the curtains and let us know what's really going on, I think is good. It's good for the edification of the fans. And that's a good thing. Don't forget, Pablo was the one that also said, because I think it was Stephen A. Smith that said on ESPN, and some people pushed back on him and said, oh no, why didn't LeBron attend Kobe Bryant's memorial and a funeral memorial? One of the, and then people say, oh, LeBron attended. It was Pablo Torre that came out and said, no, he didn't attend. Pablo Torre was the one that did that. Pablo was the same person. Pablo finds out that said that LeBron didn't attend Kobe's memorial. And this guy seems to know his stuff, right? And I know somebody else that went there. He said he was there during that day. He said LeBron was nowhere in sight, nowhere to be found, right? So Pablo has been putting in the work. He's been putting in the work, and we got to give him credit for that. It's hard. It's hard to research this stuff. It's also dangerous. Let's discuss that aspect of it. It's dangerous, man. You're putting a target on yourself. Your name is out there. This isn't some anonymous private eye that we don't know who he is, wearing one of those masks like Tom Cruise from Mission. We don't like. This ain't no secret spy. This ain't Detective Bond. This is a known person putting himself out there to give people the information. I think he's doing a good job, man. I think he's doing a good job, because we also have to at the very least, appreciate somebody that's doing excellent work in their field. The guy is working his tail off, right? He's working his tail off, and I expect him to continue like that. Trust me, if more information drops, he's going to be the one to tell it. He is going to be the one to tell it. Shams. We recently did a show on Shams last week, I believe it was, where Shams made a complete buffoon of himself, where he thought he was exposing Michael Jordan and then ended up getting exposed all over the internet for that, right? For feeling like he was exposing Michael Jordan. We then later on, after we did some shows about him, we then later on found out that Shams has a connection to Clutch Sports. Wow, big surprise. Hey, another Clutch guy taking shots at Michael Jordan. Who would have thought? But anyway, over the last few days, a lot of people have kind of been speculating what's going on with LeBron James. And one of the NBA insiders that would know something about this is Shams himself. So he recently went on the Andrew Schultz show. I forgot the name of this podcast, but he went on there. Now, what caused that to happen? I have no idea. But anyway, he went there. So while he was there, he was talking about some rumors surrounding certain players like Giannis Antetokounmpo and Trae Young. But of course, he then ended up saying something that really made some headlines. And that was when he said something about LeBron's future with the Lakers is very much up in the air. For those of y'all who didn't hear what Shams had to say, it's a pretty short audio here. We want to quickly play that for you guys. Take a listen to what Shams had to say, and we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to his comments here.
You give us one thing before you leave. Drop just one thing.
What do you need?
I need one. So one scoop. Give us to look at Giannis.
Okay.
Trae Young. I think keep an eye on them.
Trae?
Keep an eye on him.
Is Trae coming to New York?
No.
Trae didn't extend his contract in the off season.
Okay.
He's got 1 year left. He's a free agent next summer.
Okay.
And he can hit free agency potentially if he opts out.
Where do you think Trae's going?
I mean, he could stay in Atlanta, but he's gonna have a market.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about Trae Young here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Giannis, Trae Young, and then as the season goes on, there's always guys that'll pop up. And we still don't know where LeBron James is going to be. Is he going to finish his career with the Lakers, or is he going to be somewhere else? I think it's very much up in the air.
You think he would change teams?
I mean, I think that I'm not sure that he knows exactly how the end is going to play out. Could it be with the Lakers? Sure. But he's a free agent at the end of the season. So if he's going to continue to play, there's clearly a chance he's somewhere else.
Excellent. So you heard what Shams had to say there. Now, let's read a little bit further on this, because some articles reported on this, but I want to read here. This is from Fadeaway. It says, LeBron James' future is up in the air. Lakers return not guaranteed. Interesting. The plot thickens. Shams believes LeBron James' future is still uncertain. Speaking on the Flagrant podcast, yeah, that's the name of it, the NBA insider said there's no guarantee that LeBron will finish his career with the Los Angeles Lakers, adding that everything remains very much up in the air. It then continues on. LeBron is 40. He joined the Lakers back in 2018, and some thought it would be his final stop. 7 years later, however, he's still one of the faces of the franchise and has even carved out a place for his son, Bron. Yeah, he literally did that. Upon Luka's arrival, though, things changed for LeBron. Suddenly, he was no longer the most important player on the team. Between being demoted to the sidekick and feeling uncertain about the Lakers' long-term direction, tensions has been building and sparking questions about his future. James's contract expires next summer, meaning he could walk away from Los Angeles in July and sign with a new team. Alternatively, he could call it quits completely and finally retire after 23 seasons. Either way, James's career is in his own hands, and not even he knows how it ends. And then the article then goes on to entail a few other things there. What are my thoughts about this? Look, guys, LeBron needs to leave the Lakers. He needs to leave the Lakers. And I'm not saying this from a standpoint, oh, I'm sick of LeBron. No. We've already kind of exercised those emotions. All right, being fed up, and we've kind of gone through the emotions on that. We're speaking about it now from a standpoint of, well, what are you doing? It's like time is just going. Time is just passing by, right? And what maybe some thought would have happened is not happening, which is the Lakers would be floundering without him. And it's a total opposite. They're actually doing well without him. You're seeing players like Austin Reeves step up and show that they are all-stars. Luka Doncic is putting up Wilt Chamberlain numbers. Players are playing freely. Players are playing within their roles. They seem energized. JJ Redick is doing a good job coaching the team. And then you have LeBron James, who's this big question mark looming over the organization. And Rob Pelinka made it crystal clear. I think it was Dave McMenamin that asked him this question during media day. He was like, future LeBron James. He's like, we hope LeBron retires a Laker, and that's it. Essentially saying we're done. Dunzo, it's over. And I think LeBron needs to just read the room. He just needs to read the room, unless his ultimate goal is just to say, you know what? Screw these guys. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to make a mess of things. You're going to wish I was gone. I'm going to just dirty up the waters. And I'm just going to be cantankerous throughout this entire process. You guys are going to be wishing I'm gone, and I'm still going to be here. Right? You can have a scenario like that. But for me, look, just move on. Just move on. To me, the thing was very simple. LeBron could have retired this year. I'm not saying when the guy should retire. That's his decision, obviously. But I'm saying he could have retired this year, and life would have been simple. You'd have retired at 23. You would have did your thing. But now that the Lakers pulled the rug from under his feet, he now finds himself in a situation where he's in limbo. Because even if you come back, are you going to make a difference? Are you going to really win a championship? No. So now you're going to go to another team and have a farewell tour for 1 year at some obscure team? And I said that the only team that would make sense for LeBron to move to would be Cleveland. And maybe one line of school of thought that didn't occur to me, that's occurring to me now as I'm talking, is I said, look, the Cleveland Cavaliers could not sign LeBron James. They couldn't trade for him because they're already in the second apron, and LeBron is a max guy. So you can't have 3 max guys when your team is under the second. So I said they can't do that. So that would mean he would have to sign for the veteran minimum. Now, probably what's happening is that maybe, just a thought that occurred to me, maybe he wants to finish out this year. He already picked up his player option. He's still going to get his $52.6 million this season. Maybe he just wants to play out the entire year, get his money, and then at the summer pack his bags and move to Cleveland, in which case he could as a free agent. If it's going to be his last year, I don't think there's any better place for LeBron to call it quits than in Cleveland, because they would welcome him back. He would go home, he'll retire and have a nice whatever. What the year itself would be, I don't know. I don't know what the year would look like. Maybe they'll try to make a push for a championship. Who knows? All I do know is that the situation in LA, it's run its course. It's run its course. People have moved on emotionally. People have moved on. Laker fans that were in recess like me are back. And I'm hoping like he don't come back this year. I'm being said, not that he remains injured. No, I'm saying like the vibes are good right now. Don't come back and mess it up, please. The vibes, we're flowing and going. Like we're moving and grooving right now. Don't come and mess it up. Please just do your thing somewhere else.